I mean, obviously, I don't know how much further along that was printed compared to this, but that seemed like way more threatening than this card, in all fairness. But that's card games. That's card games.
I'm going to vindicate you slightly. Okay. It's not going to take the sting out of being wrong on your very first guess in Modern, Simo. You're never going to live that down. You might have to sign a Wild Nicodle someday.
I might. But, just like you signed Pot of Greed. That'd be great.
I sure do. I do. All right. Wild Nicodle was unbanned in February of 2014.
So, how... You said it got banned when?
It was banned in December of 2011.
It took 3 years! Let's be honest, 2 years to get unbanned. That's insane. Oh
That's pretty quick in Magic terms.
Is it? Okay.
That is, yes. I don't know of anything that's been banned and unbanned within a year in Magic history. Check me in comments. If you know, let me know.
Because we've had cards banned and then unbanned and then rebanned on the next 3 subsequent lists. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like maybe of some of those initial ban lists, cards that were banned when a format opened, some were unbanned within a few months or something. But as far as a card that got banned on its own announcement, then unbanned within 2 years, pretty rare in Magic. Very rare in Magic.
May we take a quick detour?
We can.
I'm gonna hijack. I'm gonna snatch steal your video. You remember this card, right?
Snatch Steal. It's a spell card.
This is one of the first ones I showed you. Yeah.
So
all this is just you take it and you steal your opponent's thing and you keep it permanently until they destroy it or the monster, and then they gain 1,000 life points each turn. So in Magic, that means they would gain what's an eighth of your life, 3 to 4. So they gain 3 or 4 life per upkeep, as long as you keep the card. So this card was banned very early on. It got unbanned in 2014, 2015, whenever Duelist Alliance format was. They unbanned it for one format. People hated this card in the format so much they rebanned it on the next list.
So that's a month or two? Something like that? That's crazy.
It's 3 months, I want to say. It was 3 months it was legal, and people were... This card was so game determinative for how powerful it was that people were like, please reban this card. And they did. They actually rebanned it. And so I just wanted to, give you a testament of how our ban lists work. Funny enough, this card is legal again at 1 copy, but it's not nearly as bad as it was 10 years ago. Still a very good card, though. Still a very good card.
That's a glorious oopsie. I'll give it that. That's a very glorious oopsie.
I just want to give some insight into our banning philosophy in our game, relatively speaking. We have no issue banning a card immediately after it gets unbanned.
I don't mind all this context. It's going to make this all the more fun. Let me show you another card.
Bitter Blossom. It's cool art. 1 in a black for a tribal enchantment. I don't think I've seen a tribal enchantment before. What, do I need to care about that?
Yeah, a little bit. A tribal enchantment is a different type of its own. So tribal is, what do they call it, a super type? Again, they'll correct me in comments. But enchantment, artifact, creature are this type, and then tribal is another version of that type. And what it means is this card effectively is what the type line says, which is fairy. So if you had a card that says search your library for a fairy card, in the past, it would only get creatures. You can search this. That's right.
That's kind of cool. So it's that's kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember we've done some videos before where you understand the name of the card is part of the active game text, right? That's very Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you could search not monsters with your tutors that are named essentially. So that's cool. I like that. Anyway. This says, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and put a 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue creature token with flying into play. Oh boy, here we go again. Okay, so every turn, you're losing a life, but you get to put something into play. It has flying, which is good, because that's a way that you can just always hit in with things. And you're getting it every single turn. This is mandatory, right? You can, if you're on 1 life, you have to pay this and die.
If you're on 1 life, you have to pay this and die. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, alright. Just want to double check that the mechanics there. I guess... It's kind of like mana cheating, right? It's you're paying life to get some guys, and then if you have either ways to, protect this, you're always, constantly putting pressure on the opponent, especially because they have flying. And granted, you have to wait a whole turn for them to be able to attack. It's always, the threat is always there, and as you know from our Commander games, I have no issue using life as a resource. So, I can see this. Like, this to me looks like a much better card than the other thing. But
I'll put some respect on that band.
I will not respect that card. I'm sorry. This card I actually will respect, though. I think this, like, if you open this in the early stages of the game, I mean, you have to wait till at least turn 2, most likely, to play this. But, like, turn 2, turn 3, even turn 4, if you're firing this, not to mention, does Tribal Enchantment preclude it from having multiple copies, like a Legend rule or anything?
It does not.
Okay, so hypothetically, you can have multiple of these. So if you go, like, turn 2 Bitter Blossom, turn 3 Bitter Blossom, now you're getting 2 things a turn for 2 life, and that's, like, way more pressure and aggression. That seems pretty good. Ban-worthy? They banned the fucking Nakatl. Like, I mean, I can ban anything at this point.
Oh, it came out swinging today.
You did. I will give you credit. You do a much better job compared to Raren for, like, you know, tying everything in from start to finish. Because, you know, you told me about the shock lands and, like, all that stuff. So, I always have to applaud you for that.
Thanks.
Would this be ban-worthy? Like, turn 2, turn 3. You can still play Nakatl on turn 3. It's only cost 2. Imagine the pressure, CGB. Imagine the pressure. So you play. Hear me out. Here's the play. So you shock in a, like, green-white land on turn 1, and then you play your Nakatl. And then turn 2, you shock in a white-black land, and then you can play your Bitter Blossom on turn 2. Then turn 3, so now your Nakatl's a 3/3. Then the Bitter Blossom on your third turn gives you a thing. Then you play another Bitter Blossom and another Nakatl, so now you have 2 3/3s, and you have a 1/1 that's going to give you, and then you're going to get 2 1/1s every single turn. I don't know, man, that might be too good for Magic. I don't know. Crazy.
And your own life total is like 5. It's perfect.
You'd still be at 17 at that point. You'd be at 17 and you have like 7 damage worth of creatures. One of them has flying, so they could probably get in. If you have like some buff spell, because you're in like white or green, you like pump everything up.
He doesn't remember that shocklands hurt you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Okay, you're on 2, 4, 5. You're 15, 13 on the next turn. You have the Nakatls. They're 3/3s. They'll kill everything. You win the game. Then just play some blue, and then you can counter everything, right? That's the whole plan.
Why not?
You're playing all 5 colors at that point.
Sure.
You know what? Ban it.
Ban Bitter Blossom.
They banned the Nakatl. Ban this. I think this is better than Nakatl, and I thought that was banned. So I'm going to say they banned this.
I love the bar that we've set. So Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom came out in 2008, and in Lorwyn Standard, I did not play this format. I was busy trying to make my own business work and had no time for Magic during these couple years.
You were playing with your Zuron orbs or whatever.
That was a long time ago. So I tried to do some research on the Bitter Blossom format, and it does seem very familiar of get down a Bitter Blossom and then protect it, and then just get this free resource every turn, counter big things, take over the game that way. And the theory that I have is that the Architects of Modern
I played a little bit
new
on
format,
at
is
school,
non-rotating format, to feel different
and
than
there was a Fiendsmith I really wanted to get off.
Bitter Blossom was an outlier,
and the Book of Eclipse would have done it.
Standard. But it was on the initial ban list for Modern.
I really just can't decide on which book I prefer, don't I?
1/1 fairies for 1 life every upkeep.
Anyway, my luck sucks whether I play 45 or 50 or 40, so I'm gonna stick to 50.
Do you still feel good about it when you find out that in the same announcement that unbanned Wild Nakatl, they unbanned Bitter Blossom?
I mean, sure, why not? Hey, why did you thumbs down? I got it right.
Because I got it wrong. I'm just kidding. You get thumbs up. They don't see that.
It doesn't matter. They don't realize that we keep track of the score behind the scenes, you know? Because we have to see who's winning.
We're competitive gamers. Okay?
We are competitive gamers. We are. Even if it just comes to 50-50 and 10 cards or whatever you show me, we're very competitive.
It's honestly stuck in my head that Foxy, when sitting across from us, just said we're the same person.
A lot of people like that. They said, like, you're like my Magic equivalent and vice versa. It's fun.
Oh, yes.
Good.
good company, but hard
like
to
this. Like, although this was banned briefly, and then so it was never rebanned after. Like after 2014, you said, I think. After that, it was just always legal, right?
Yep, it's been legal. It remains legal. You can play it right now in Modern. And
I think it seems like a good
Modern
card.
Are laughing about that.
I think it's a good card. I don't know if it's like good enough to see modern play, say, but like for older Magic, like this seems like just like a powerhouse of a card. I can see like now that I know more about Magic, I feel like I see a lot of utility behind this. And again, it's sort of like mana cheating, right?
Yeah.
But I like the design of it. The art's really cool too. I really like the art.
I played in a ton of Commander decks. I love it in Commander.
Yeah,
you always have a flying blocker. Yeah, and you always have a flying blocker, whatever the opponent's up to. They're always like, who has blockers? You always do. It's great. It's a wonderful thing.
And you have a Goblin too, potentially every turn. Like, there's some cool stuff you can do with this. It's in black.
I had an evil plan, but where to continue it?
Evil plan.
Yes. Here we go. We're building the foundations of Modern with you here today.
Lightning Bolt. This is 1 red for an instant. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage to target creature or player. That seems pretty good. I feel like a lot of the stuff you show me is like 2 damage for like 1, or if it's 3, it's like it usually costs 2. Or there's like some other thing it does, but you're also paying for it. And maybe that's like why? Because like maybe this is too good, so they banned it, and then they had to like make other things.
In Alpha, Lightning Bolt is one of the originals.
Oh, this is an OG card. Oh, I didn't realize that.
It was part of a cycle. The cycle is for one mana at instant speed, each color got something that felt.
Oh, and blue got Ancestral Recall?
That was going to be my punchline, yeah.
That was it. I put it together.
You're really good at this.
You said 1 mana for something that does 3, and I'm like, oh, yeah, blue Ancestral, that's the first thing that came to mind. You said that. Okay. 1 mana for 3 damage. Seems pretty good. I'm not sure how prevalent, like, we talked about this some in my videos. I don't know if we've talked about it a ton of works, but, like, burn in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not really a thing. It kind of was, like, in older Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, historically there have been times where burn has been a rogue pick and, like, snuck in some wins here and there, but it never was, like, the best thing ever. So I'm not sure, like, in your game, maybe, like, this is very good in a burn deck, potentially. That's because it can go creature more players, so that was my thought. But even so, like, 1 mana to deal, don't care about just going base with it. That still seems like a good rate. Like, seems like a really good rate. I don't know if it's too good, but again, like, the things you've shown me, I feel like they do less for more mana. Or if they do the same, it's like 1 mana to do, like, similar effect. And maybe it gives you, like, a little something. So maybe they banned it?
Let's talk in the context of what you've seen already. The shock lands, the fetch lands, the life total going down just from taking game actions.
Yeah, so if everyone's already, like, lowering their own life total anyway, it's like they're burning themselves. Because you need to pay 1 for the fetch, you need to pay 2 for the shock. So they're already going down 3 potentially per turn. Although they probably changed that game plan really quickly to see that they're playing against burn. But sometimes you don't have a choice. Like, if you have hands with fetch lands in them, like, you have to play them most likely. You can just bring in the stuff tapped, I guess, to, like, mitigate that. It still doesn't feel good. You're helping the burn player in that regard.
It kills Wild Mikado.
You're right. That's very important. But it got banned.
It's very dangerous.
You showed me 2 banned cards in a row. But you show me 3 banned cards. They said they wanted it to feel different than standard. Was this legal in standard at that time, or am I not allowed to?
That's a good question. Lightning Bolt hasn't been legal in standard in a long time. Like the Dark Ages. I think, like, when did Magic 11 come out? The last time Lightning Bolt was legal in standard.
That'd be talking 11, or is it not going to be something?
I don't think it goes based on.
Okay. That'd be too easy, dude. That'd be way too easy.
I mean, honestly, that's.
Well, you also said some of these cards are getting banned in 2011, so that's.
Yeah. Finding the right answer to that, so this was last printed in a standard set. Is that a standard set? Are you a standard set? These things are tricky. They're not as straightforward as you'd think. So, yeah, Magic 2011. What year were you? That's where you have to zoom in and read the tiny print. That's hard. That's 2010. Wow.
Yeah, this on this card you showed me says 2010.
I'm actually stunned by that. I'm surprised. Again, I wasn't playing Standard at that time. Sure. But I'm like, wow. So Lightning Bolt to me is like my day, and I really didn't think it continued after that.
Okay, so that was like the last time it was Standard. So based off the philosophy you told me that they want it to feel different than Standard.
Keep in mind, that's my theory, buddy. That's
your theory, sorry.
I'm trying to make sense of the world I see.
Well, they banned Zurid Orbs, so anything's possible.
They did. They probably to make Lightning Bolt good.
It's kind of weird because if they wanted it to feel different, if it was legal, like when Modern started in 2011, you said?
Yes.
If they wanted it to feel different, everyone had been playing with it. But then it's not playable in Standard after a time? Again, that's if it's going based off
Hot. That's an instant negate.
Maybe the other thing is, too, is maybe the other card you showed me, it's like, because it's not legal in Standard, they have, like, cards that, like, pay homage to it. Sort of like, if it's just not as good, but it's still legal in full.
Whack.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Does that all the time.
Yeah, that sounds like classic card gaming.
Yeah. Because it's like, ooh, we take away the thing you love.
Whack.
We give you a different one, but it's sort of like it, but it's like, it's not exactly like that. Yu-Gi-Oh's been doing that a lot recently. I don't think you're going to give me 3 in a row. I think this card was not big. And I think this, Standard was differentiating itself because this card wasn't legal after a time. So like, okay, this card's fine because we're not gonna...
well, they gave them subs out as a Melodious player, so...
Right. Lightning Bolt was never... No, Lightning Bolt was never banned in Modern.
I was right! Oh my god!
You're right. Lightning Bolt is legal to this day in Modern and is a staple in a number of decks. It
seems like a good ranking. Yeah, it's a go-to. You can take out 3 drops. Like, some 3 drops have 3 toughness. Like, that's 1 for 3. We take that all day.
I'm struggling to relate to this as a blue mage, but Lightning Bolt is beloved, and I don't think we'll ever... Yep, I don't think it'll ever be banned in Modern. It's always kind of been there as a part of the format. And yeah, the fact that people reduce their own life total and use it as a resource so aggressively in the format also means that Lightning Bolt is really good at what it does.
It's also a lot of card people like to play.
A lot of decks turn into burn decks.
Melodious is competent, so this is gonna be a good one.
Lightning Bolt, you untap, recast a Lightning Bolt from a graveyard with a different card that you may learn about someday. And yeah, then they're just dead, right? And so tricks like that happen in Modern all the time. Lots of decks are secret burn decks in Modern when they have to be because of Lightning Bolt. So Lightning Bolt lives, Lightning Bolt remains, Lightning Bolt strong. But is this
normal summon Sonata? Did they brick again or something? Oh yikes! Not good when you have to go to that.
I don't know. Maybe you showed me this before. If you have, it's been a while since I've seen.
I guess they don't think I play hand traps. They wouldn't be wrong.
Okay, so it's free. I'm in. Counter target spell with converted mana cost 1. So you can counter the lightning bolt. Counter the Wild McConnell. It's over. It's over.
Again, these answers to this band of cats are so they're everywhere.
Here's a dumb question. Does this like mana symbol? Is this a mana cost of 1?
Yes, it qualifies as a mana cost of 1.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was sure because so that's annoying then. Because then, if both of you are playing, and you both have this card, then this becomes like a situation where like who has more of this card if you're trying to get stuff to resolve. Because then it's like you play Thing, and they go like mental misstep Thing, and then you can mental misstep and mental misstep, and then you can literally keep. There's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's very similar. I think I showed it to you. You can't use it to like from your hand immediately. It's a trap card. You have to have a separate turn. But we have wars where like you just keep countering the same card over and over again. Whoever has like essentially. The difference is we have to pay half our life points. Well, yours is only paying 2. But we have any that card. This is only a mana cost, so there's a big thing. That card got banned. That card was banned actually for a large part of its history. Then it came back, and I remember people were like freaking out. I actually think I showed it to you. I'll pull it up. Hi, Jackie.
I think they're getting.
I actually think I showed it to you. I think I showed you this card. Did you see it real quick?
Oh yeah, Solemn Judgment. Yep, you showed me this card.
Yeah,
when a monster would be summoned or a spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life to negate the
Does this guy do anything?
And if you
No.
do, destroy it. Yep.
It's a very blue card. Very blue card. Also, this has, because it's a counter trap, it is, I haven't really gotten into this too much, but it's spell speed. What that means is
no non-engine. At the same time, this is their only form of interruption.
So it's not only
assuming no hand traps.
Back to your opponent. They can't use their other trap cards.
And considering what I know about Melodious, they have orange light at best.
Something like that with.
I mean, orange light is good.
Back in the day, that Split Second was something that tried to do that as well.
Oh, it's
it only interrupted with other things of the same style.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Just trying to pen scales do nothing.
Judgment's at 3 now, though, but for a long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! It was actually banned. It came to 1, and people were, like, freaking out because they were like, whoa, this card's crazy. And then, it still sees play today, which is really cool.
Looks like all I gotta worry about is Etwal. Oh yeah, right. Can't be destroyed by card effects. I never get to summon this guy, so I fucking forget that that's actually a thing. Okay, fuck. I'm gonna continue hiding the Fafnir. Now for something special. Keep that card close to your heart. Baby girl, your Etwal is now worthless. Oh, you have a fucking thingy about can't be getting destroyed by battle as well, mother.
So this could be like a similar situation where maybe it's like the Bitter Blossom or the Nikado where it got banned and then they unbanned it later on once like the power level of Modern went up. And it wasn't as big of a deal, but like early on maybe it was just like way too good.
This board is surprisingly sticky.
But it seems like Modern you're playing pretty low to the ground in terms of like the cost of things, just because it's a lot faster.
But yeah. I can understand 3-board Tilter taking a while to think here, because their board isn't doing anything.
But definitely, I can see this getting banned for the same reason Judgment did.
Mental Misstep was banned from format Inception.
Really?
Yep, from format Inception, no Mental Misstep allowed. On top of that, this card, basically, I am confident, will never be unbanned.
Really?
Ever.
So it's still banned?
Ever. Still banned and never unbanning. Something you may have missed.
Oh, I do wait to say that.
Because Mental Misstep is a blue card, and it certainly makes sense to play it in blue decks.
That's why it's banned.
But it does not have to be played in blue decks. You could have mana symbols in your whole deck and still run Mental Misstep.
I think that just
counter
completely...
opponent spells.
Yeah, that just completely slipped my mind that you don't even have to play this. And that's crazy. Yeah, I think I assumed because the symbol was blue still that it that doesn't say that on the card. So reading comprehension to play. What else is there?
Yeah, in Commander we've got that color identity restriction, but in 60 card formats, you can put a card in your deck you can't cast. That's legal. That's totally
cool.
fine. And in this case, would every deck have 4 Mental Missteps? Probably.
Yeah.
Yep, and 1-mana spells are just so important to the speed of Modern. Yeah, Mental Misstep, I don't believe, will ever be unbanned in Modern. It's been banned from day one, and I don't think it will ever be cast in the format.
So if you're playing Commander, though, you have to be playing blue to play this card, whether or not you would. But because of like the color restriction thing, you have to.
Yep, because of the rule of color identity in Commander.
Got it.
Yep,
Okay.
you have to have a blue Commander to play Mental Misstep.
So this could have been like what you're saying with LSV, right? Where it's like you have the Nikados or whatever, and now you have Mental Misstep to stop their like mana cost 1 cards, and you don't even need to play blue. Right?
Oh, it could have been that. Yeah, that would have been
Huh,
so much
this
worse,
equips, not targets.
Yeah, like, that would have been crazy.
I think this would be a better
this is very
side deck option.
I will say. Like, this is like being able to do
I mean, I
this,
could have them both.
Is like, this is very new. I'm into this. Even though it's banned, so I'll never do it. I like that.
Now we're going to progress along the Modern path towards some of the earlier cards in Modern that basically... Modern in the early days, I think they had a vision for it as like this mid-rangey interactive format, and what it actually turned into was very much like a combo format. And
that's so funny.
I mean, it's eternal, right? I'm sure that as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know, like something gets printed that turns a card from back in the day into a combo piece, and away you go.
That's depressing.
In the beginning, I feel like they tried to fight this, and as time went on, it kind of became obvious that this was the way of the world. Anyway, we're going to start touring some of the combo decks in Modern, and you can tell me if or when the pieces I show you ever got banned.
It's funny you say that because in our retro format, Edison format, which is like
well,
sort of
I don't know what the fuck they're playing.
Modern Magic 2, just from like seeing this type of stuff. It's actually going through a very similar moment right now where so new cards don't get printed into Edison format. Like it stops at 2010, and that's like it. Like whatever that last set was in Edison format, like we're just playing from there to the cards from the beginning. So it's like 8 years worth of cards, right? But similarly, everyone loved it because it was very a very mid-rangey, like lots of like interaction back and forth. But taking modern deck building and putting it to Edison, people have figured out these crazy combo decks that are starting to like slowly take over potentially. So it's just very hilarious hearing you say this.
Yeah, dude,
the parallels are striking.
We're in a time loop, man. We're just
we're
two of the people of the same type from different multiverses.
Yeah,
flashing together.
Pretty much. Glimpse of Nature. Another very cheap card. 1 mana. That's a sorcery. Full art on this too. Whenever you play, I know exactly why you showed me this. Whenever you play a creature spell this turn, draw a card. What card does this sound like, I wonder?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, it's not
card
speed, so that's a big difference. Also, you're the one that's playing it, it's not your opponent, so it's not max. It's very different.
No.
From max.
Is this Ryzeal?
But I mean, I did want to know a Yu-Gi-Oh player's take on this card.
Cost 1 is whenever you play a creature spell, so you have to play this, then you have to play at least something to make this break even, and then from that point, everything else you play. Okay, here's a question. If you play cards that, like, produce tokens, you draw cards off of those.
No.
That doesn't give you... Okay, so there are some guardrails on this. So you have to... what about stuff from Graveyard?
No.
So it's only for hand.
So it's old templating. Let me just check really quick, but I'm pretty sure that I know what's going on here. So yeah, it says whenever you play a creature spell, but the errata would be whenever you cast a creature spell. So there are ways to cast a creature spell from the graveyard if the creature has like escape or somehow gains the ability of escape, but it's not normal. Yeah, right. Usually what happens when you reanimate a creature is you cast a reanimation spell, right? So that's not a creature spell. So this is when you cast a creature spell.
Okay, so this is like much worse Maxi, which is like the biggest analog that I can... Is there any card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That, like, when you play stuff, you draw a card? They're
going for
they
it.
usually have once per turns on them. Like, they might be a continuous effect, and you could do it every turn, counting the opponent's turn, if you take the actions to do so. I'm thinking of stuff like Supply Squad, there's, like, some other effects that...
I'm waiting for the Ryzeals. Rescue Ace!
They're pretty
Jesus
heavily
Christ.
restricted in terms of like how much you can use them. This has some pretty decent restrictions on it, especially because most of the stuff has to come from the hand. Not that you can't, cast stuff out of the graveyard, but I feel like that's a lot harder to do in your game. Maybe this is fine. Like, maybe this is fine. So I'll go with it's not bad.
This is not bad. Okay.
I'll say it's not bad.
I'm going to show you another card.
Oh god.
See, okay. I don't know if it'll change your opinion. I just want you to know about this card.
Heritage Druid. 1 mana, god, everything's so cheap. 1 mana, 1/1. Tap 3 untapped elves you control. Add green, green, green to your mana pool. So can you... add green, and if there's ways to, like, untap the elves, you could theoretically, like, just keep giving yourself mana. So you could sort of go infinite on mana, which means Glimpse of Nature keeps drawing you cards for the turn if you set up this combo. And then you can keep giving yourself mana and just keep assembling, like, a giant board. And then you can't attack with anything, but, like, unless they have a board wipe, they're basically dead. At the combo. I honestly feel like Heritage Druid might be the more impressive card here than the Glimpse of Nature. Because that seems like the thing that's enabling the infinite combo. But I guess you can say that
got... Yeah, you can say something else got banned if you want to.
Because it's like, unless you have the infinite mana, and I think you and I have talked about this before, unless you have the infinite mana, you drawing a million cards only gets you so far in your game. Where, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's vastly different. So, yeah, I'll say the Heritage Druid's banned, to be honest, and the Glimpse of Nature isn't. That seems like way more impressive to me.
Okay. Let's go back to that extended format I talked about. Okay. One of the, I don't know if it was the last, I'd have to look that up exactly. I'm pretty sure it was one of the last extended Pro Tour events that happened, was in Berlin in 2008. And the tournament was dominated by your friend and mine, LSV. I believe it's one of the only times somebody went undefeated through the whole tournament. I need to double check that. I swear I heard that it was like wall-to-wall undefeated. Double check me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. Tell me which one. But I thought it was this one. All right. Elves. Extended Elves. with Glimpse of Nature and Heritage Druid and the number of 1-mana elves in the format, if you were able to play like turn 1 Heritage Druid into Glimpse of Nature, or
this is honestly such a ridiculous card.
Heritage Druid Glimpse of Nature, and then continue to use the mana from the Heritage Druid to play more and more elves, drawing more and more cards.
Set 4 cards, like, come on.
Win on turn 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yet, apparently, this is just a rogue deck now that Fire King isn't allowed.
Absolutely.
Or not Fire King, Snake Eyes.
Basically, once you got all of the... There were so many cheap elves, basically. That was part of it. Like, the density of cheap elves was very, very thick. So, and there was another card called Wirewood Symbiote that untapped mana elves that would let you do more stuff.
Of course.
And there were Summoner's Pact that gave you a free tutor. There was all kinds of ways. And you would draw your deck, you would cast all these cards, and then you would play a card with Storm that just did 1 damage to any target for each spell you cast this turn.
Oh, just
and that was just it. Yep, and that was just it. So that deck ran that extended tournament. Just absolutely crushed it in 2008. And from the get-go, they didn't want that particular deck to be a problem in Modern.
Sure.
And Glimpse of Nature was on the very first ban list in 2011.
Okay.
And has never been removed from it. It is banned to this day. It's interesting. I really thought from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like special summoning thing that this card would look absolutely bonkers. And it's really interesting. Like you kind of surprised me on this one.
It's like I said. I feel like because you need the mana to do stuff with the cards, right? And so if you can draw all the cards you want, but if you can't play them, what good is it? Right? So, like, I feel like card draw is so different in our games for that reason, that I remember when we played our Commander games, I would be drawing card after card after card, but I could only deploy so many of them, right? And I remember often having to discard down the hand size multiple times, because I had a grip of, like, 12 plus cards in hand. And so, like, to me, that's why the Heritage Druid seems way more oppressive. I mean, granted, you can play Glimpse of Nature in, like, so many other decks. Then I don't know. It kind of just seems fine as long as there aren't the enablers to hit the infinite mana. But I think at that point it comes to the philosophy of, like, which card do you prefer to have in the game, I guess. And so I guess them hitting Glimpse of Nature, hey, you can mental misstep Glimpse of Nature. So I'm just saying, unban both, everything's fine, right? Then they have
Maybe that's part of why they had to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Glimpse of Nature, just because of the vast amount of like cheap creatures, I think, just enabling those early kills and the elf thing, like, and how dominant that deck was when it was legal. It's like, they're like, we're gonna.
Okay. Can I ask this? Is Force of Will legal
in Modern?
Yeah.
Is Force of Will legal in Modern?
Or at this time was Force of Will?
I don't believe it's legal in Modern. I think it's a legacy card.
Oh,
yep, it is not legal in Modern.
Got it. Okay, because in my mind, if this type of decks are existing, you would just play stuff like Force of Will and such to, like, just stop it from comboing off. And then when they can't combo off, they just die. Or, like, you're just in, like, in a much better position. So that would be, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player brain perspective on this, but obviously we have different games. I get mental misstep and stuff with going too in that thinking, but
well, we had to start looking at combos somewhere to like really figure out the combo format of Modern, and this is our first look at a combo deck, which is basically Glimpse of Nature and a big old pile of elves. Pretty straightforward. And they resisted it to the point that they still don't let it be legal. Let's check out some other combo pieces, and we can talk about them.
Sword of the Meek. This is a 2-mana artifact equipment. A creature gets +1/+2, equip it for 2, and whenever a 1/1 creature
don't get why you would do that.
Under your control, you may return Sword of the Meek from the graveyard to play and attach it to that creature. Interesting. Do I get to see more combo pieces, or am I just looking at this first?
This one, I think, this one wouldn't be much in a vacuum, right? So we gotta show a few more.
Dr. Foundry. This is a white or a black and a blue. Very funny. For an artifact, for 1, you can sacrifice a non-token artifact. I'm going to say non-token artifact, okay? Put a 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature token with fly into play. Gain 1 life. So you can pay a mana, sacrifice Sword of the Meek, get a dude.
I can play if they can't.
Is a 1/1. so then you can immediately re-equip Sword of the Meek and attach it to it. And you can theoretically, as long as you have the mana to...
Hello?
Hello. How are you, anak?
Fine, I guess?
When is your trip to Baguio?
Next week.
Next week? Are you
Pretty
ready?
much. I guess.
Huh?
I guess the power bank finally came.
Okay. So Kuya already bought you.
Yes.
How many days is your trip?
3.
3 days?
Yes.
Are your things back?
No.
Dapat may baong kang cash.
Probably.
How's school? Until when is your school?
Late May, apparently. That reminds me I have something I gotta do. For Kuya. And I'll do it later.
Okay. Wala ka sasabihin kay Mami? Any important things?
Not at all. Not really.
You're going to bed?
No? Haven't even had dinner
It's
yet.
just early. Oh, di pa kayo kumakain ni Kuya? Where's Kuya?
Home?
Okay. How's Jazz?
Fine, I guess.
Asa si Jazz? Nasa baba?
I have no real choice in the matter here.
Tapos yung dog ni Kuya. Ano ang pangalan ng dog ni Kuya?
Cody? What about him?
Cody. Where's Cody?
At your room,
Where's
which is
Cody?
now their room. Field
Ah,
spell. Did they top that? I didn't see them searching.
not yet. Sila ang nag-room doon.
Yeah.
Okay. Ano ba pupuntahan nyo? Baguio lang?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember one of the places is gonna be a factory or something, apparently, but that's about it. Gonna be very boring, most likely.
Baka iikot na kayo sa ano nyo. Ang subject nyo, puro major na.
I guess.
Okay naman.
I guess.
Danger ka na, di ba?
Yeah. I'll be on my 4th year once this is all over.
Yay! Just 1 year. And you're done.
Hooray. I mean, I don't really care about that.
Chat nyo si daddy nyo na kamustahin nyo din. Okay. And ano pa? Nothing more, nothing less. Binigyan ka allowance ni Kuya.
Yeah.
Okay. Tapos, yung na nagsin-service ka pa ni Kuya Mirasol, hindi na.
Yeah. Also, don't phrase it that way. Holy shit. People are gonna get weird or the wrong idea.
Bakit?
Servicing means something very, very lewd. In English.
Oo. English speaking nga. Siyempre, yung nanay English speaking. Right, anak?
Oh, is that a friend at school or something? Or work?
Yeah, my housemate.
Ah.
Yeah, my housemate, my workmate. They said you speak English. Of course.
See,
Kanino pa ba magmamana, di ba?
no,
Ha?
no.
No, sabi niya no.
Oo, malaki yan sa US.
Saan ka daw lumakinak sa US?
Mars.
Wala siyang Japanese.
I thought,
Wala siyang hapon. Maliit ang mukha, maliit lahat, maliit yung bibig, yung ito. Isang mata.
Pero typical na.
Ano pa? Ay, yung uniform mo pala. Your school uniform. How much?
I think I can get away with not bothering still, because I haven't gotten into trouble for it, and I haven't seen anyone else get into trouble for it. Excuse me.
Baka ikaw lang. Baka lahat na classmate mo nagkuha na.
No.
Sige. Tsaka 1 year na lang kayo. Sayang pa yung uniform.
If we could get away with not buying it for just this 1 year remaining, then that's good, ain't it? In my opinion. Besides, we already
Meron din ako housemate na English speaking na.
we already bought me a whole ass suit. We already bought me a whole ass suit and stuff. I don't really need another one since that's all the uniform is.
Grabe, no? May grabe sa Tagalog. Oh. Ayan. Pero pag ganyan yung anak ko, no?
Oh, they speak Filipino.
Kaya, mga Pilipino kami rito na lahat ng housemate namin, pati mga ano.
Muy bien.
Ang ka-workmate namin, Mexican and Filipino. Ano yun?
Pero,
Nice.
kinakausap ko lang siya nung simula ng bata.
Hindi.
Talagang,
Buhat lang siya sa preschool. Kaya preschool
Prebien.
talaga magandang buhat preschool. Tapos din siya. Nag-elementary high school. Kaya talagang English, sila. English school. Okay na, papasok na si Mami.
Good luck.
Wala nang important things.
Yeah, buen suerte. Madre. That's Spanish. I still don't.
May more. Ano pa ba?
Don't call me mi amor. Come on, that's.
Marami rin siya alam na language. Ano nga yung mga alam mong language na?
I know a little bit of
Ano lang siya?
Tagalog, obviously, English, Spanish, Japanese. That's the third language I'm the best at, and I know a little bit of German, and I guess now some French since I kind of want to keep up with you.
Walang alam si Mami sa French, Jemapel lang. Tsaka bonjour.
Bro, but you need that, don't you? Come on. If I end up being better at French, and I'm not even going to school like you are, what is that gonna say?
Mag-Japanese ka nga daw na. Japanese. Speak Japanese.
What time is it over there? Konbanwa?
Japanese ba yun? Pati German, nag-aaral ka na?
No, only because
German.
there's just a couple of songs I listen to that are German, so I know a few phrases.
Sa French, ano na natutunan mo?
Most likely the exact same things you do. You know, simple greetings and stuff.
Sige na, anak. Hindi pa kayo nagdi-dinner, ano ulam niyo?
Then we'll have dinner soon enough.
Okay. Maaga pa pala dyan? 6 pa lang ba dyan?
Yeah.
Sige na. Bye-bye na. Tatake pa si Mami.
Matane.
Bye-bye.
Otasan.
Love you. Miss you.
Hi.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I lie as naturally as I breathe, baby. Faculty evaluation. Do I want to play one more? It is probably gonna be dinner time soon. Which is why I don't want to open up another ranked match, but I do still want to play some more. I'll go practice against myself, I suppose. Oh, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But for the most part, yeah, all the cards they set face down, that's actually everything. That's the entire lineup of spell and traps. That's crazy. I do really like enemy controller though, not gonna lie. And I'm really not a fan of Masquerena. Of course, if I'm not playing Masquerena, I have no reason to play Dynamondo either, because Dynamondo on our turn with Drytron is not very ideal. In Voiceless Voice, that's something you could get away with doing. But in here, like, people play hand traps. Good players play hand traps. Good decks play hand traps. We're never going to be able to get our full board most of the time. So if we can't reach our ceiling all that often, I really don't see the point, you know? I do like Snatch Steal though. I'm already putting such a huge concession main decking evenly. Instead of enemy controller, I could do one Snatch Steal and one Change of Heart. Actually, what's the name of that? Mind Control. Yeah, this thing isn't limited in whatsoever. This thing also does still target though, which is not very ideal. Cannot declare an attack or be tributed. Funny thing about not being able to tribute the monster you stole is that hardly ever matters in Modern. Again though, these 1-ofs are way more valuable than having 2 of these. Again, the downside is, unlike enemy controller, these are things I can only do on my turn and are very much equally dead draws as evenly matched going first. But from the what few games I've played thus far with main decking hard going second cards like Ultimate Slayer, I'd say it is not that big of a deal. I'm warming up to it. It really is just about accepting stuff like that, ain't it? We have one slot open. Do we want to bring back... what's his name? I do want more Link monsters. As much as I'd want to bring Millennium, because at the very least, as something we can use as a target would be really good. The options are Masquerena, Dynamondo, Access Code Talker, and any of the... what are they called? The Fiends. The Nightmares. Oh, I do like Masquerena and Dynamondo. How good is Fuko? I take out Fuko, and similar to Natasha, I always immediately regret it. At the same time, it's the same for Nightingale. I take this out and it's always instant regret. I mean, we don't have the ability to go into Dynamondo anymore and get 2 more negates, but again, it's very rare that we are actually able to turn Draconids into full-on Apollosa with Masquerena with 4 whole negates, plus a bounce with Dynamondo. Because again, it's either they just don't let us get there in the first place, or we're simply unable to put that many names on grave. Those are things that happen. Should I try pot again? Sounds terrible to say out of context. Jesus. Pot is a ridiculously valuable card. Anima's also so valuable. Anima, at the very least, always lets us get into Little Knight. And Roast Dragon does come up surprisingly often. I guess the real unnecessary card here at the end of the day is Dynamondo. I've been denying it because I like Dynamondo. He's always there in every ritual deck I make. It feels wrong not to have him in, but I might have to accept that he really just isn't good. If I put Masquerena on board, people are still probably gonna assume I have Dynamondo anyway, right? I mean, that advantage doesn't last long, but... Dynamondo in the side. That really where this is going? Yeah, I think I'm perfectly fine with cutting Dynamondo. Dynamondo isn't important, it raises our ceiling. And the important thing to recognize with deck building in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the thing that's more important is your floor, not your ceiling. It's not about how hard you can combo, it's what you can get away with at minimum. And Drytron already struggles to get away with the bare minimum. It struggles a lot when it's forced to play slow. So, why waste a card? Masquerena is still a perfectly viable card to send off Slayer. I wish we had like a good Pyro card for Metaltronus, but as it stands, Metaltronus is not very justifiable. Yeah, fuck Dynamondo. I don't know, I kind of feel like Enemy Controller are still the better cards to main than doing it like this. The versatility of being able to use it on the opponent's turn. Really good. a frustrating thing about Ryzeal, but although thankfully it's not gonna be that relevant, is that Ryzeal is actually really good at avoiding super poly because it's a dual type archetype. Dual type, dual attribute even. God, why am I so good at drawing sixes? We're getting rid of that Molcharmy. Oh, you love to see it going first. 3 names right off the bat. I'm thinking of getting rid of dual drive for my turn 1 end boards. Because Starleech doesn't need his own protection. Like, Ultimate Slayer, get rid of Starleech. What are they gonna do? Use their second one? Fat chance. Not to say that's impossible, but it is improbable. This was definitely not a good idea. I'm keeping dual drive there for you know who. Apparently I'm going for the fields for this.
prototype, more room for growth at the same time. It's real life on the verge of deciding the color of the rest of your life. Bit too heavy to think like that, but on both sides leave big impact. Get wise and rise, so with me best of five.
Some of my regrets come haunting me till this day. Choice I made, it was wrong. I felt less to believe that I was alone.
This is endlessly hilarious. Bruh. Hey, look, we have 2 Drytron cards in hand. We can play. We can play. Anyway, that's 5, 7. Yup. Also, that was fucking ridiculous. Downright insane how many pops Ryzeal had. I'm cheating with my foresight here, but oh, so it's still okay. So this still counts as targeting. That sucks. At least all of our stuff's protected from targeting now. So equipping still counts as targeting, I guess. Oh! Oh, right, I can't draw anymore. Nothing to steal. So we just look at the opponent's hand. That is downright hilarious. Nothing I love more than stealing my opponent's hard work. Oh right, I can't draw with Delta Altace. I am actually stupid. I am beyond brain dead. Ah, and my attack is halved. I just realized I might have been able to pop Snatch Steal and prevented it from doing anything altogether. Well, we have guaranteed follow-up. We have 2 monster negates, 1 spell trap negate. Wait, what? Oh my god. Secret effect activate, baby! Let's go! Oh, nice, I don't have anything I can send. I like Snatch Steal. Yeah, I think enemy controller is still the best. I might want to change Super Poly to just a 2-off, honestly. It's still strong, but it suffers from the exact same problem Book of Eclipse has, where it's sometimes dead. Can't play around everything yet, I guess. I do think these are still the best ratios. I go Ultimate Slayer, sometimes I might be up against Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. What am I gonna do then? I gotta accept my strengths and my weaknesses for what they are and just move on. Who's Blue Eyes? Against Malice. Blue Eyes' biggest problem is the grind game. From all the testing I've done so far. If I didn't add White Rabbit, I could have banished that instead. Big oopsie. Holy shit. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, that was fucking awesome. Fuck it. Most of my losses so far can be, whenever I'm doing this, can be attributed to just me being an idiot. Like, you saw what happened there. I was fucking taking so long thinking because I knew I fucked up my combo so bad. This card is a one-off that you use as extension. It's gotta mean something. I'm really not a fan. Look at this. This doesn't feel right. We can't do any of the Mulcharmies because light, earth, and wind. I mean, we can side deck Perulia. If we Dominus Impulse, the artifact Lancia in our side actually becomes kinda worthless. Really don't know what to put in the side. I can't exactly look at the OCG anymore since people in the OCG have stopped bothering with Malice. They're in a new format now for the most part over there.